Hello, I'm back. It's a little later, and I'm with a new and improved cold, so I apologize for my voice. But let's get this airplane finished, cold or no cold. I seem to always get cold when I do these build videos, somehow or another. Maybe I should learn from that. Okay, so here's our deck, and we're going to vivify it. And so vivify is a technical term for, you know, raise the lightning arrestor and make Dr. Frankenstein sounds, and then you can do all kinds of fun and games around bringing what you've just created to life. All right, so that's going to start with putting batteries in the transmitter. So here's our transmitter, and here's a bunch of batteries. I already pulled them out of their plastic wrap, and there you go. And these go in, and there's a little pattern here on the back you can follow, which is just put them in. You know, with a little button where it says put the little button. And if these little guys right here, they can be a little bit, they can be bent too much down, and so you'll have a loose connection with the battery, or a little off. You may need to get in there with a screwdriver or something and just sort of peel it out just a tiny bit. Be gentle, you know, don't get crazy, but, you know, peel it out so it's nice and tight. All right, these are not super high quality radios. I apologize, but they're not. And then you're gonna get a really nice one, and you're gonna laugh at me. No, they're good radios, but they're amazing for what they cost, boy. All right, so here we go. And we're just going to put them, they alternate positive and negative. And we got positive, and we go to the negative, so you can see that. And then we go finally to the positive. And actually, before you even slap this thing on, let's just make sure it'll turn on. No, look at that, it's resisting me. Oh, there it goes. I moved it a little bit. So what that indicates is that there's something a little loose back here. And what it was, I didn't have the cover on, and these things can kind of fall out of alignment. But then just look at it, make sure everything looks kind of decent. There's not something really crazily about to fall off. See, that's what happened. It just popped up a little bit. So we put this cover on like that, and we saw power. Great. An excellent move, particularly if you're flying, because these covers like to fly off, is turn it off for a second, turn it over, place it gently on the sticks. Don't be slamming the sticks down anywhere. And just grab a little bit of tape. Oh, we haven't used the tape yet, have we? So just grab some of that. And I'm just going to tear off my teeth. I don't recommend tearing with your teeth. I don't know what kind of adhesive, what kind of things are on this. But I just put a little tape back here sometimes. If it feels like it's a little loose, this one feels a little loose. Just to make sure that this back cover doesn't fly off. Okay? So when you're flying, if that flies off and you lose control of the airplane because the battery falls out, that's going to be a bummer. Okay? So it's got a little tape there. You peel it off if you need to replace the batteries. Rechargeable batteries are a great idea. You can recharge them through this port right here. If you've got a 12-volt charger, you just plug it in there. And it's fairly cheap to get nickel metal hydride AA cells. Pardon. All right. So, so the transmitter works, and here is our deck that we just finished. And everything's looking nice and secured. And we're going to pull off our battery. Our battery is not fully charged yet. Notice we still have two red ones. Doesn't matter. We're just going to test it. Don't run, you know, batteries down until they're fully charged. But you can. It's not going to hurt it to test it. So we're going to assume. So we ship our transmitters and receivers bound, so they are talking to each other. But I'll show you how to rebind in a second. So you just turn on the transmitter. You want to have the throttle down. This is the throttle here. This is up, this is down, this is left and right. I might as well go ahead and center the trim tabs while you're at it. These are trim tabs, those need to be in the center. This is a throttle trim tab. We want that all the way down. And this is our rudder trim tab, which we don't use. Doesn't matter where that is. Okay, we don't use this dimension at all. This we do. This is the gas pedal. Okay, we want this all the way down. Okay, so we're going to power it up. And the way you power it up is you connect, verify that red is going to go to red and black is going to go to black. There's orientation information on this that makes it pretty clear that it can only go one way. You don't want to connect them backwards or you'll fry the speed controller or maybe destroy the battery too. But since we soldered this up for you, presumably that's right. If not, tell us. We'll send you another one. Okay, so you turn this thing on by just plugging it in. That's it. And it's pretty tight. Kids can have a hard time. You don't need to put them all the way right now. We're just trying to get the electrical connection because it's going to be hard to unplug it. Well, let's go through how to unplug. So I'm going to plug it in all the way. That takes a fair amount of strength. When you unplug it, what you don't want to do is hold it like this and start pulling really hard, because then when it releases, you're just going to tear everything apart. You know, everything's just going to fly apart. What I'd like to do is have my hands touch each other and reinforce each other. And I'm pushing against my hand so that when this thing lets go, all I'm doing is using these two fingers here to pull it out. And you just pull it gently out. Here, you can pull on the wires, or it's better to pull on the body, but pull on the body and out it goes. Okay, and you put it back in. It can be hard for kids to do. All right, so an adult might need to help them do it. Okay, so there we go. You heard some nice sounds, and you can hear the servos moving. You can do this movement here, up, down. Both servos should move on up and down. Yep, there you go. Okay, both of them are moving. I'm just putting my finger on the end of the servo and seeing whether it's moving. And then same with left and right. That's going to be less of an issue. We just make sure it's programmed. Normally, without the programming, when you did this, only one servo would move. Okay, now we're going to run the motor a little bit. So pick the deck up a little bit, all right? And you're just going to run the motor a little bit, okay? Not a lot. And you're just going to run it just a tiny bit. Ooh, okay, so there it is. It's moving. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. Okay, there's a problem, though. It's actually blowing wind at me. I can feel wind right here. Do I have something that can indicate the wind? Be careful. There's a spinning propeller here. See that? It's kind of catching this. Yeah, yeah, that's not very convincing. Hold on. We'll find something that's going to really convey what the wind is doing here. There we go. Well, that was a sign-up sheet for something. Well, I guess I'm going to put it back. Okay, see it right there. Right here. No, there, no motion. Here, motion. Okay. You see it all flapping around. Okay, so that means the motor's turning backwards. Okay, and the way you fix that, power down the motor, power down the airplane, take any two of these three and swap them. So this yellow one is not going to go to the middle one anymore, this middle wire right here. This goes in the middle of the speed controller. I'm going to take this black one, and I'm going to move it to the one that's in the middle, this black wire, and then I'm going to take the yellow one and put it on this outside one here. That's right there. Doesn't matter, just swap any two. Now we're going to power it back up again. And we run it. Yep, it's going the opposite direction. All right, and you can see that with my piece of paper. Not doing anything here. Right here. I'm doing this without blowing things off there you go. See, it's all moving around. Okay. Now, one thing I'm gonna run it up a little more. You hear that sound? You see that sound? It's kind of ripped sound. What's going on here is this props on backwards, actually. The shiny part is towards the front of the airplane, which is how this is going to orient, and the part with the raised letters is towards the back. And so this is a reverse propeller. It's also not generating a huge amount of thrust. I mean, this should generate about 1 pound of thrust, and it's not even close. Okay, so what I'm going to do is swap it. And I guess technically I should be unplugging everything to do this. All I want to do is turn the propeller around, get it back on there, and use my little secret technique for getting it on there. Let me demonstrate that so you can see it. Just go around. I've already shown this to you twice, but so you want to get around. So there's the rubber band around both of them, and around here, back to this side, and finally just put it. Let's see if I can get that screw. Sometimes it's hard to get the opening of the rubber band. Oh, I might even lose it. Nope, there we go. See, years of model airplane wrangling. Allow me to save the day on that. That would have been a big deal. Okay, so that's been reversed. I've turned it around, and now I'm going to run it up again. That feels like an airplane. You can just sounds. Nice little rich whop whop to it. So that's that airplane's ready to go. So the raised lettering's to the front. Okay, smooth is to the back. The raised lettering is really the thing to go with. Okay, and that's how that mounts on. Pardon. All right, so now we're going to unplug the receiver, the deck, and turn off the transmitter, and that's how we power this whole thing down. Okay, it's always this goes off first, and then this goes off. All right. So that's how we vivify our deck.